So we're here on a sunny Saturday afternoon after a really difficult loss 4-2 to Vista. And our guest today needs no introduction. Listen to this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Longhorn Park. We got a baseball game today. We got the Rancho Buena Vista Longhorns taking on the Vista Panthers for the third game of the three-game set, and we are going to have a ball game on our hands.
Okay, well, that we need no introduction to Rob. We all know that voice. Now, given your limited speaking skills, how did you get into this business to begin with?
It goes way back. When I was 18 years old, grew up in Norman, Oklahoma, and I come from a family that's very gregarious and outgoing and very open speaking. And I took my girlfriend up to a restaurant to go out to dinner one night. And it's a brand new place in Oklahoma City called Molly Murphy's. And it was an exciting place. It was the hottest restaurant in Oklahoma City, and they had a DJ in there. And I said, I'm just going to call and see if they're hiring. Called them up, went up there, and they said, when can you start? I said, tomorrow's fine, let's do it. And started DJing in the nightclub there. I did that for 2 years, 3 years there. Graduated from OU, went right back into the restaurant business. Was assistant manager for a little while for Bennigan's, and then moved out to Chicago and got really homesick and came back home, and then I went to work for Bobby McGee's, and they sent me out here to Long Beach, California, and as a DJ. And so that's kind of how we've been doing it. I got into radio sales and TV sales, and graduated with a degree in radio and television from Oklahoma. So started selling TV and radio advertising, and Kelly McKinney came on and asked me if I wanted to do the Powder Puff football game 4 years ago. She goes, I need somebody to announce this thing, and so I said, I could probably do that. Is everything all set up to go? So we went up there and had a lot of fun, and everybody seemed to get a kick out of it. So moved over here, started doing the baseball games, and currently was doing the JV games up until Thursday, when Marty Nellis called me and said, you got the varsity gig. So I'll be the varsity football announcer starting next year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. It's a treat. I think the objective is to make sure that everybody in the stands, as well as the players, feel good about the game, win or lose, and so that's important. And so that's a long-winded answer to your question.
Yeah, but I like it. That's what I expected. Cameras to go. Now, here's something I know about you that most people don't know, and that's because I sit next to you almost all the time.
Absolutely.
You are a very meticulous preparer before every announcing thing that you do. I mean, you go through all the names. I have actually a permanent bruise on my arm where you say, how do you pronounce it? What's this guy's name? What's the name of this league? Now, most people don't realize that because you come off as being so kind of casual, but the truth is you're extremely
well. You know, when there's nothing worse than having your name mispronounced. You know, the girl on Seinfeld, what's her name? Julie Louise Dreyfus. She's got her star on the Walk of Fame, and they misspelled it. Can you imagine? So I try, if there's time, and sometimes we don't. I mean, we get here at the last second, which we shouldn't. We try to make sure that we pronounce names, and we've had some names come across, as you know, Coach. We've had some names come across that were quite difficult. Bonta, Coach Bonta. If you're seeing this, I apologize. I don't know why I couldn't get that. But the funny thing is we sit so close to the fans that if you say something wrong, boy, the second you do, that mom's going to be right there. That's not how you say that name. So we try to make sure that we say it right. I always like to have the first and last names of the kids, because when you say now batting Smith, now batting, that doesn't feel right. It's very informal. So we try to get the first and last names, and we also try to get the coaches' names, and we give them a little love and respect. And these guys don't make any money at all. I tell you, as you know, Coach, they don't make a whole lot of money, and so we can let's get them a round of applause at least. So getting the lineups ahead of time, and just getting the umpires' names ahead of time, just give ourselves something to say in between each inning, whether it be a concession stand special or whatever it is. So yeah, it's a lot more preparation goes when you do a play-by-play game, because you're really having to talk every second. But when you're stadium announcer, you don't want to state the obvious. You want to say something that is new, that people don't know. So that's kind of what we try to do. Good.
Now, the other thing I know about you too is that you have this incredible energy. I mean, I go through about 4 cups of coffee while you go through a can of Coke. Have you always had this energy?
Yeah, and you know what? It's now that I'm 50 years old, I'm hoping that'll maintain and last for a long time. But I think once you get the day going, you're up and running. I don't know if it's ADD or whatever it is, but I consider it a blessing, an absolute blessing to be able to be up and excited. And I'm not quite sure if my wife's always excited me to always be so up and crazy like that. But yeah, we're always up a little bit.
Okay, well, listen, on behalf of the organization, I want to thank you from the fans and from myself. You really bring life to the ball game, and it enhances it, and it just would not be the same without you.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.